Welcome, welcome, race fans. Ron here with Bigg Wizurd TV. Holy cow, season finale time. This is GT3 Challenge from East to West Racing, and we have Spa Francorchamps on tap for you guys tonight. And this one is gonna be great, man. This is it, season finale. Brandon Dooley out in front in the points. His chaser and teammate is not on the track. If he does not start, if Kyle Robinson does not start the race, then this series and championship goes to Brandon Dooley. I don't see Kyle on the racetrack. We've had 19 drivers on the track. Practice has just ended just now. Qualifying is underway. The cars are coming out of the pit lane now. And we have a lot of drivers out here that are all very fast. Josh Bailey, Kevin Cantonio, Morgan Teggy, Brent Bridges, Brandon Dooley, Rich Hibbs, Emmett Lindquist. Man, these guys are fast. Fastest lap of the last race in qualifying was a 2:18. These guys are in the 2:16s in practice. We'll see what happens during quali. Maybe that was with a draft down the Kemmel Straight. We'll see. We'll find out. Right now on the track, Brandon Dooley's the first one out of the pits. He's followed by Morgan Teggy as they go up the hill and into Lick Holmes already on their warm-up lap. Points, let's talk about the points right now as we go. After the final race, or after the penultimate race last week, the points are as follows. Brandon Dooley out front with 5,100 points. Kyle Robinson, 4,800. Josh Bailey in third with 4,400. Emmett Lindquist in fourth with 4,200. Jason Rabe in P5. He has 4,100. That's your top five. And everybody but Kyle is on the racetrack right now for qualifying. We'll see how this plays out. Team points, DRS Sim Sport. That is the team of Brandon Dooley, Kyle Robinson, and Todd Schwartz. Those guys have locked up the team championship, and they will be taking home the trophies for that one. We have, like I said, 19 cars out here. We're having a little bit of an issue with a couple guys getting together there. Looks like Greg Prochnow, Todd Schwartz. A little contact. They'll have to start their laps over. Hopefully they don't do it right in front of the leaders who are coming around now. Oh, and the 14 slowing down by the looks of it. Maybe he's got some plans. Not really sure. Let me pull up. I'm missing a piece. It'll blank out on you for just a second. Sorry about that. I apologize for the blackout. That was to get my application started. Here in the broadcast booth for the season finale. This is season 7, the Magnificent 7, and this is it. This is the season finale. We came down to the wire. It looks like the beginning of qualifying will dictate who wins the championship. Because as Kyle Robinson has not joined the field, he is not going to be able to gain the points he needs in the sprint. He would need to win the sprint, and not being on track is a really tough way not to win. You got to be here to win it. You got to be in it to win it. So we have just finishing up the warm-up laps. We got Morgan Teggy out in the front right now, trying to get my camera screens and everything up for me so I can chase them around here, get you guys some info. While we're waiting for that, we have our sponsors, Stair Fittings Incorporated, primary sponsor here for Bigg Wizurd TV. Thanks to those guys for keeping us on the air and keeping everything running for me. Also, we have JNR Craftworks making our trophies for us and keeping us going here. And as well as grandpaskitchen.com, makers of gluten-free flour substitute, 1-to-1 substitute. Good stuff. Good stuff out there. Let's see what's going on up in the front. Where is what? Oh, number 7. Oh, they put him at the bottom. Here we are with Morgan. Morgan is out in the front of... No, he's not. They didn't change orders. I thought they did. Josh Bailing's going to come across the line first. Josh in the number 1 car. He's going to come across the start-finish line here, right through the chicane now, through Blanchimont, down into the chicane. His teammate, Jason Rabe, is not going to make the race tonight. He's not able to race. He will not help himself on those points, but everybody has 39 points, 39 races counted, or what they call 13 races counted. Josh coming across with a 217.2. Rich, Brandon, all in the 217 mark. Everybody right close together. Adam Novotny, 216.690. Takes the top spot on the pylon right now. We'll see if he can hold on to that. And lots of other oncomers coming through right now. Getting some times. 219 for Jeff Wyatt. 220 for Mark Sherman. Gray Welch with a 220. Got some quick drivers out there. We'll see how it plays out. Kevin Cantonio takes the top spot. 216.145. Wow. Wow. I'm just saying wow. That is amazing. All right, we have, let's see, watching Morgan again. Let's see if we can see what Kevin's doing. Kevin in the BMW. Now, this season, Season 7, these guys have been changing cars around. Season 8 is going to be a little bit of a change. These guys are going to have to stick with a car. They're going to have to pick it and stick it. And that's going to be their car for the season. And it's going to be a little trickier. They aren't going to be able to switch to whatever car's fastest for them that week. So that'll be a little interesting. Might change things up a little bit. Some of the guys race the same car every week anyway. In, week out, like Brandon Dooley, always in the BMW. Morgan's been in the Porsche all season, but he hasn't made all the races. But Adam Novotny also in the BMW. Here goes Emmett Lindquist coming across the line, 216.8. So we got 3 cars in the 216s already. The 99 here, this is Philip Scott. He is... doesn't have a time yet. We'll see what he can do. He's usually really quick here. And Philip still doesn't have a time, so he'll have to try that one again. If you get any off tracks at all on the racetrack, any mistakes at all, like you go over one of these lines outside the white lines, over into the green too far, you will get what's called an off track. And when you get your off track, you do not get your lap to count. There goes Brandon getting a little bit better lap. Will he pull it in and get another set of tires and come out again? Yes, I believe that is true. He stops. And these guys, what they're doing is they're going out and getting, after they get their 2 laps in, they're coming out and they're getting another set of tires and short fuel again, going out and doing another warm-up lap and seeing if they can get another lap that's quicker. And right now, not much changing at the top right now. Everybody's all going in doing that swap, or some of them are. Emmett Lindquist up in the top 3. On board with Emmett. Through turn 14, he is done. He must have made a mistake. He's going to jump out of the car.
I'm on a cool down.
Craig Prosch now saying he's made it through on his lap. Letting Josh Baling go by on the Kemmel Straight. Josh is on an out lap, so neither won the advantage on that one. On board with Brent Bridgers, he's out getting his second lap in. Track limits are tight here. This is not an easy track. With the track limits, you can easily get pushed out. And if you're out at all, like I said, you don't get a time. So very critical you stay on track, you stay clean the whole time around. Morgan right behind Brent here. We'll see if Morgan, he's on his out lap, so he's not going to push right now, but he might towards the end of the lap to get by him as they're coming through Paul Fier and now into Blanchimont area as Kevin Cantonio pulls off the racing surface, lets these guys go by. Kevin on the end of his out lap looking for a little space. That's a really good move, looking for some gap. See if Morgan does the same, or if Morgan's going to try to get Brent on the Kemmel Straight, which he might be able to. But that's a risk. If you do that and you miss it, then, oh, no, Brent dives in. Brent dives into the pits. He's going to come out with some new tires and not a lot of time left. He might be able to get a lap in, but that's going to be close. He's going to have to hustle that one. It's better just to park your car after your lap and come around. Better just to park your car, come around, get back in the pits. It saves you about 2 minutes trying to get around this thing. Here we go. This group here has made their stop and is back out. These guys, I believe, are coming out of the pit. This is, I believe, their lap. Their out laps are done, and I don't know. We'll have to watch and see what's going on. The numbers are deceiving me. I think those guys are on their hot lap now. They've done their pit stop. Adam Novotny currently in second spot, a half a second behind Kevin Cantonio. That's Rich Hibbs right in front of him. Rich is in P7 with a 2:17.4. 1.3 back off the pole sitter, the provisional pole sitter. Adam he's always able to just throw down these perfect laps. Pretty good gap, about 2 seconds between the drivers right now. Rich Hibbs must have made a mistake. He's pulling over out of the way. He's going to go ahead and get out of that. Oh, and Josh right behind Brandon. And that might be good for a little bit of a draft as they go down through Blanchimont. We'll see if that helps Josh out at all. Josh currently in P4 on the pylon with a 2:17.2. Brandon 2/10 behind him. As they go through the S's. The new Spa is much more forgiving than the old Spa. Old Spa gave you off tracks. Off tracks were normal. It was very, very difficult to get a clean lap in because the off tracks were so stringent. But now they've loosened those up a little bit, and you can go off into the red and white curbing pretty far. So we see Brandon and Josh coming across the line now. We'll see if that changes anything. Kevin up on the top. Brandon coming through now. Brandon does move up. And Josh also moves up, but neither one of them very far. Josh back into fourth, Brandon to fifth. And that's going to be it for them. They do not have time to do well, I guess if they stayed out, they could get another one, but Brandon just pulls over. Josh might be trying another one. Here we've got Morgan following Kevin on fast laps, and then Mark is in front of them, and Mark is not as quick. Oh, and Mark pulls off. Don't know if he pulled off or if he... Oh, nope. He did not pull off. He ends the chances for a couple of the drivers.
Couldn't hear you, Doug.
Race control.
Loud and clear.
That's our race control. That's our good man in race control. Let's see, that is Jaden Darling from Top Tier Racing. And he is race control here for the league. Out there on track with us tonight, keeping things under control if you make contact or anything during the race.
Hey, Jaden, you mind taking a look at that? No problem, all over it, bud.
And that was Morgan asking for a look over on the incident we just saw between him and Mark Sherman. That's what race control does. So that's going to be it for qualifying. No one else can get around. That puts Kevin Cantonio on the pole. Adam Novotny alongside Emmett Litquist and Josh Bailing are going to be on row 2. Brandon Dooley, Morgan Teggy on row 3. Philip Scott, Rich Hibbs on row 4. Greg Prochnow and Jeff Wyatt on row 5. Joe Fierro and Alex Good are going to start on row 6. That's your top 12 of the grid. Let's see. Need my mouse. Where's my mouse? Mark Sherman, Brent Bridgers are going to be on row 7. And Ryan Fry on row 8. Greg Welch, Todd Schwartz should be out there somewhere. Yeah, there's Gray alongside Ryan. And then down here, the final row is going to be Todd Schwartz and Rick Wishon. Rick just won the championship. Congrats to Rick on the championship. We are just finishing up and lining the cars up on the grid right now. We're going to go ahead and line them up on the front straight. And we're going to see all the cars populate here. The guys are making sure they got their setup set. They get about 2 minutes to do this between the end of qualifying and the beginning of the sprint race. They have to be able to change their fuel, get everything set for the race if they're going to change the setup. A lot of these guys will run different setups for qualifying as they do different ones for the race. Plus, they have to have enough fuel. This race is going to be 7 laps. And then we're going to get into the feature. The feature will reverse.
Guys, just if you're behind me, just tell me to get out of the way.
The feature.
Nobody uses the radio in here, Mark. That's only for me. Welcome to the Heat Race 1. My name is Jaden. I'm your race controller. If you guys need anything, just let me know over the radio. If there's something that you see that I'm not investigating or didn't catch, just let me know. And let's have a great race. Keep it clean. Make sure you have overlap in those corners before you make those passes. Let's have fun. Thanks, Jaden. Of course, Emmett.
All right,
And I messaged you, Morgan.
I thought. Thank you.
You know, I flashed you on the straights. Sorry, I couldn't hear you, Kevin.
waiting for one more driver.
Mark, I flashed on the straights, but yeah. So if someone's flashing you on the straights and you're being a lap car, please do it in a safe manner, but hold your line.
All right, we're getting ready to go. Bernie with the flag. And there it goes. Green flag, green flag, green flag. And it looks like Kevin got the jump out in front. Josh down into turn 1 inside Adam Novotny. And thanks everybody for changing your paint jobs on the last race. So I know who everybody is. You guys are great with that. Emmett Lindquist in the number 40 gets out right there in 4th spot. But the jump has been gotten. And it's a fast one. Kevin out in front. He has the lead out of the front. Whoa! Got some cars going really wide coming through Eau Rouge there. That is going to be a Radeon. That's going to cause some slowdowns. And there goes Emmett already backing out of the racing. Not sure what's going on with that. But Emmett has slowed on the racetrack. Let's see if we can see what happened there. And it would help if I was looking at the right car. Emmett. He just went really wide. I think he probably got a slowdown. But I'm not sure why he stayed over there. He is in the pits and out of the race. So Emmett has decided to drop out of the race. Right now, up front, Kevin Cantonio with the top spot. He is being followed by Josh Bailing. And he is being followed by Adam Novotny, Morgan Teggy, Brandon Dooley, Rich Hibbs, Philip Scott. The order will change right now. That was just the number order. You can see the number of the cars is up there, 1, 5, 0, 7, number 7. They will change when they get across the line. This is just a little bit longer lap, so it takes longer for that number to adjust. But down at the bottom right, you can see the order. Kevin's out front. Josh, Adam, Morgan, and Brandon. That's your top 5 right now as they run. Emmett showing in the pit lane. And not sure what happened there. The 48 has had a problem. He is around. Oh, he just lost it. He just lost it going through turn 15 into the wall. That's not going to be good. But he had to wait and get the car straightened out again. And Kevin coming across the start-finish line to finish up lap 1. And he has a pile of cars in tow. Top 6. Throw a blanket over them. They're all right together. Kevin does have a slight lead of 1 second over Josh Bailing as they dive down through La Source into turn 1, down the hill into Eau Rouge and up Radion. Using every inch of the racetrack that he can without getting a penalty, Kevin Cantonio leads the pack. His start lap was almost as fast as the fastest lap of the race in the JNR series. He's quick. He is quick. All right. Kevin Cantonio out in the front. Josh Bailing in second spot. Adam Novotny third. Morgan Teggy, Brandon Dooley. Brandon, our points champion, in P5 right now. He's being run down by Rich Hibbs and Philip Scott in the rear view. Sprint race top 5 drivers are going to gain points here. That's how the sprint race works. After that, we're going to flip the top 8. So you do, if you're not going to get points at all, 8th is the spot you want. If you're not going to be in the top 5, because that is the spot that turns into P1 at the start of the regular feature race, which is the longer race and will require a pit stop. This one, they've got plenty of fuel on board to go the full 7 laps without any issue at all. And at the moment, everything's tight. Everybody's in line, running nice and clean. No battles on the track right now, as it looks like the tightest action I can see is about the same everywhere. About a second, half a second to a second gap between a few cars. This battle here with Rich Hibbs. Oh, and Gray Welsh gets by. And Alex Good gets back by. This, I guess we do have a battle. Alex trying to make the pass stick here on Gray. Gray not having it. He's right on the bumper. And somebody goes around. That was Todd Schwartz. He goes around in the chicane. That's going to throw him back to the back of the pack. If Gray can get a really good run here down up Eau Rouge, which is the question, who can go flat out up Eau Rouge? He's going to be able to gain on Alex and actually get by him at the end of this straightaway, but he has to be able to get closer than that. I don't think he's quite close enough this time. He might try it again next time around. Kevin Cantonio now with the fastest lap of the race on his lap number 2, 2:16.669. Up to that battle for 5th. Rich Hibbs. This is the last points paying spot that Brandon's got and Rich wants. Our sponsors, Stair Fittings Incorporated, helping us out here at Bigg Wizurd TV, keeping us on the air. Big thanks to Stair Fittings Incorporated. Stair Fittings has got They have all of your needs for your stairs, located in Salt Lake City, Utah area, and they can get things to you if you're fairly close. It might be a little expensive getting it far away, but if it's not very big, but they can do handrails, they can do stairs, treads, risers, aprons, skirts. They can do all of it. They got it all, and great people, great prices, and our primary sponsor here at Bigg Wizurd TV. They help us out with trophy costs, on the air costs for the computers, and second session that we run to keep everything running. Big shout out, big thanks to Karen and Don over at Stair Fittings Incorporated. JNR Craftworks, they make our trophies. Sponsor one of our other series that we run, the JNR Craftworks Contender Series that we just ran just in front of this one. Rick Wishon won that one, but yeah, he is the champion for Season 7 of the JNR Craftworks Contender Series. Also, grandpaskitchen.com. Grandpa's Kitchen, makers of gluten-free flour substitute. 1-to-1 substitute for flour. And I'll tell you what, you can make anything you can bake. You can make it with Grandpa's Kitchen flour. And it is amazing, I'm telling you. I got some brownies upstairs right now that are just top-notch. I had some before I came down before the JNR race. And it was good stuff. And that was made with gluten-free flour from Grandpa's Kitchen. They know gluten-free because they live gluten-free. Those guys know their stuff. Watching this battle here, 4P5. And the battle up front is also getting tighter now with the 326 of Adam Novotny trying to run down Josh Bailing. Hasn't been able to get him quite yet. Kevin Cantonio is moving away from the pack. He now has a 2.5 second lead over Josh. Adam thinking maybe if I can get around him, I might be able to run him down. But right now, none doing. The field kind of spread out past this first top 6 drivers. Greg Prochnow in the 212 is gotten by Ryan Fry. He's cruising in P8. He has the coveted transfer spot that puts him on the pole for the feature race if he can hold on. Right now we're on lap 4 of 7. So if he can finish this one out, which he's almost done, we got 3 to go this time by. As the leader's coming up to the point. Not sure what happened to Emmett, but Emmett is back out on the racetrack. He is nearly a lap down. I don't know what happened, but he went very wide through Radion here at the top of the hill on lap 1 and just backed out of it. So I don't know if he had damage or if he just had a problem and pulled out. But he's out there kicking around some laps. He is running in P18. 19 drivers registered, 18 on the racetrack. Here's our winner from the championship at the JNR Craftworks GT3 Contender Series. This is Rick Wishon in the 74 car. Rick was saying he was top 10 in points. Let's see if that's the truth. Rick's in 11th. So yeah, he'd have to make some big rounds on some drivers that are out in front of him doing really well. And Morgan behind him also doing really well. Yeah, he's going to have to make some huge headway to get into the top 10. He should be racing in the GT3 Contender Series, JNR Craftworks Series next season as well. We'll see. He says he didn't think he qualified for it, but he definitely does. And we all want him there so we can chase him down. He got the championship this time, but we don't want to give it to him again. We want to run him down and see if we can get it from him next season. But great driver out there and true gentleman. Rick Wishon, champion of the JNR Craftworks GT3 Contender Series in the magnificent Season 7 of East-to-West Racing. And you watched it all. Every race was live right here on Bigg Wizurd TV. You can go back to the archive. That's bigwizurd.com. tv.bigwizurd.com. I'll get you all the action. You can watch all the races. As these guys are side by side, this is Jeff Wyatt and Gray Welch. Gray doesn't really like giving up spots, does he? Side by side as they go through Blanchimont. Is that possible? Can you do that? Oh, Jeff Wyatt takes the nod, goes down into the chicane first. And it looks like he may have the spot from Gray. Adam Novotny also managed to get by for second spot. We'll see if I can catch that. There it is. There's the pass as they're coming down into the chicane. Adam around the outside, Josh on the inside, hard on the brakes. In they go. Oh, and Josh goes wide. Adam comes through, gets the outside, better launch, takes the spot away. And Morgan tries to get by but does not make it. Back to live we go. And Morgan's still right behind Josh Baling. Great job by Josh going wide on that chicane and still being able to hold on to that fourth position or that third position right behind Adam. Great run from Adam to get that turn out of there. This guy's pushing hard. You know, it would seem like it'd be easy to pass, but it just flat isn't. I mean, all these cars are matched so well. We've got, you know, the two BMWs out front being run down by the two Porsches, followed by another two BMWs. And then Philip is right there in that blue Mercedes, right behind Rich Hibbs. And these guys are all running the nearly identical lap times. Last laps, all in the 218s, 217s, 218s, right together, 2 through 6. Could throw a blanket over him still. Really, really close together out here. Morgan from the Ohio area. Last season's champion from season 6. Running the Porsche 911 this year. The Porsche switched cars halfway through the season for us. iRacing's brought in a new car, the 911 992 GT3R. The 992 edition of that car came out just a few, probably about 10 weeks ago, and we threw it into the series as soon as it released. White flag this time by. This is now lap 7 of 7. Kevin out in the front, gonna get all the points. That is a 100-point swing. 100 points for Kevin if he can get through there. Adam wanting some more points as well. He is trying to gain and move up the ranks as well. Adam currently in 8th position, and Adam only has 11 of the races of the 13 races you can count, and everybody in front of him has all 13 races counted. So Adam with his P2 can pick up 80 points, and that will be a full points gain over anybody else in that group. So Adam wanting to hold on to this spot. We'll keep an eye on this battle as Kevin has run away with it. He now has a nearly 5-second lead out in the front, but man, Morgan is going to make this tough as he is right on the back bumper of Josh Baling, and this battle here for second spot is tight. This is our best battle on the racetrack. There is some more action going on. I think we've got Alex Good trying to gain on Brent Bridgers in the 7 car. That's for P10, but that's not going to change anything. The one that's really happy right now is Greg Prochnow. He has that 8th position. He's going to start on the pole if he can finish this lap up where he's at. But this battle right here, this is Morgan. Oh, and he's so close as they go through Lacombe. Holy cow. Oh, no, that was the S's. That was the S's. Now they're down through Paul Ferrer and coming through Blanchimont. This is his last chance. This is Morgan's last chance. He's got the draft. He's got around the outside. He's got some speed, but I don't know if he's got enough. He's going to have to try to get back in front. Josh pulls in front as they come down into Blanchimont. And he's going to have to go side by side into the brake zone. Oh, and Morgan spins. Morgan spins trying to push and drops back. Oh, very unlike Morgan. But we've got Kevin coming across the line. Not going to be able to watch that right now. Here comes the crew. Here's Kevin, Adam, Josh. Brandon comes into P4. Rich Hibbs, P5. Philip Scott, P6. Morgan's going to get the car righted, but he is going to actually end up in P8. Nope, that puts Ryan Fry in P8. Morgan comes across in 9th after his spin. Ryan Fry, the benefactor on that one, as Rick Wishon gets by Brent Bridgers, who actually had an incident, let Alex get by for the spot there at the line. And Alex finished in P10. Whoa, that was crazy. We're going to have a couple minutes for these last couple drivers to get across the line. We got Todd Schwartz still out there. And also the number 40 of Emmett Lindquist is still out there. Mark Sherman across the line. He is in 16th. Todd coming across in P17. And Emmett finishing up his lap in 18th place. Wow, what a run there at the end. Morgan trying real hard to get that spot away from Josh. Ends up losing it in Blanchimont. High speed corner. Gets light and goes into the wall. Ends up dropping back to P9. Giving Ryan Fry the benefactor of being on the pole. And with this crowd and this group, I'm not sure that's where you want to be. That is going to be tough to get out on the line first. They do have a 3-minute warm-up coming up after we watch Emmett come across the start-finish line. I'm going to take a quick break. Be right back for the start of the feature. Big shout-out to our sponsors, Stair Fittings Incorporated, JNR Craftworks, and Grandpa's Kitchen. This is Ron from Bigg Wizurd TV, here live, bringing you racing action from East to West Racing.
All right, great.
Thanks for tuning in.
Heat race. Real clean, guys. One minute, 30 seconds till the heat race. Sorry, feature.
Now, Ryan is going to start out front. Ryan Fry is going to start out front, but don't think he's not quick. He did win the JNR Craftworks Contender Series race today here at Spa Francorchamps. So no slouch out there, but those guys behind him are going to be quick. All right, let's line them up. Let's get the cars out on the racetrack. Everybody's got their setups figured out.
All right, time to grid up.
Let's get this show on the road. I'm not seeing my cars here. There we go. Here they come. Ryan, Greg, Philip.
All right, welcome to the feature. Make sure we're showing each other enough respect in those corners. If there's something that you don't see me investigating, make sure to remind me. Other than that, let's have a great clean race.
Let's watch that front spot. This is going to get dicey here as we get started. We'll keep the camera on Ryan's car as they come around. Greg Prochnow in the second spot. We'll see who gets the jump. Greg's pretty quick in that Porsche. He's got a really good launch. The lights are yellow. The lights are red. Cars are revving up. Lights are now green. Green flag, green flag. Ryan off the jump. Oh, and cars are coming around every direction with this slower start. Brandon Dooley gets up to behind the leader. Rich Hibbs takes turn 1 first. Ryan Fry on the inside. A little bump between Brandon and Greg Prochnow, as looks like Rich Hibbs got the jump. And Ryan in tow. We'll see how they go through Radion here. It could be a little dicey. And there is problems. There are problems back in the pack a little bit. A little beating and banging back there. But it looks like most cars have gotten through cleanly. But it looks like, yeah, everybody got through fairly clean. A lot of shuffling. Rich Hibbs at the point. Ryan Fry, Greg Prochnow, Brandon Dooley. Brandon's trying to battle. He's down on the inside into Rivage. Will he make the corner? He does. Brandon takes away P5. P3, sorry, from Greg Prochnow. And Josh Baling next in line trying to get that spot away. As the faster driver starting back in the 4th through 8th positions. I guess 2nd through 8th positions. We'll see how they do. Ryan Fry still holding on to P2 in the 616. He is hanging in there. Like I said, no slouch there. Rich Hibbs is going to take advantage though. See if he can get a little bit of a gap. Ryan hanging tight in P2 here. Trying to keep track of everything for you as we go here. It looks like everybody's still pretty much in line. Brandon in 3rd, followed by Greg in 4th, Josh in 5th, Philip Scott right there in P5, P6, Josh in P5. As the numbers start to shuffle, we're going to go across the start-finish line here. We'll see how they go down into the chicane. Whoa! A car off the racetrack. That was Rick Wishon. I don't know what happened there, but... Oh, he got bumped. He got bumped by the 48 and in hard to the wall. And that is going to put him in the pit lane. Joe Fierro with that bump. I don't know who was at fault. We'll find out if the stewards say anything on that one. But what I can tell you is that Rich Hibbs is still out front. Ryan Fry right now being battling door to door with Brandon Dooley. Brandon looks like he might have that spot handled. And Josh Baling crashes. Josh Baling? Josh Baling, something happened. Josh slowing, that may be for a slowdown penalty. Everybody going by. Oh, and he's got cars right behind him. He's got Joe Fierro and Morgan Teggy right behind him. I'm not sure what happens here. But he's still out there, but he's well back in the pack now. Drop back to P8. Probably just had a slowdown. I didn't see anything else come through that. Here comes Morgan around the outside of his teammate, and he's bringing Alex Good with him in the 79 car. Alex coming around. That's some good damage on the front of that BMW from Joe Fierro. Joe, not sure if he's going to get a drive-through or not. I don't know whose fault that was. I didn't see the beginning of it. But a little contact there as they were going through the chicane. Alex. Oh, that's Alex. Alex. Oh, and Alex goes around. Into the wall. Ah, tough break. Okay. And that's Greg Prochnow spinning. Greg Prochnow into the wall. Losing spots. And diving for the pit lane. Greg Prochnow dropping way back now. Let's go back up front. Kevin Cantonio just set the quickest lap. But let's get to the front. Let's see what's going on up here. Rich Hibbs. Brandon Dooley has gotten by Ryan Fry. for second spot. Ryan's still hanging on in third. Kevin Cantonio up to fourth with Philip Scott right behind him. Let's see how they go up through Radion and Eau Rouge here. This is the spot. If you get this run right and get a run on the guy in front of you, which it looks like Kevin may have here, he might be able to get by him. Kemmel Straight is the longest straight on this racetrack, but it also seems like the shortest straight sometimes. Oh, and Kevin with a great move on the inside, but there's the 99 trying to take advantage. Philip Scott not wanting to give it up. Ryan Fry holds on to P3 as Philip Scott trying to find a way around Kevin as they're trying to battle here. All three of them trying to get the third position. Oh, and Ryan a little bit loose off of the Rivage, and he comes down, and looks like Kevin may have a run as they come down into Pujon. Side by side into the braking zone into Pujon. Not an easy track, not an easy course to mess up. Then Ryan goes wide. He's going to give up both spots, Kevin and Philip getting by. And here's Adam making a run on him, coming down through into the S's. Oh, and he's got a little spot. He didn't quite make it work, but he got alongside. And he's going to try to get him here on the exit. There they go into the Paul Ferrer corner. Not quite there. Not quite there. Adam way out wide. That's going to be an X, and that gives Josh a chance to catch up, as Josh is right behind him. Everybody's so close. Everybody on top of everybody else here, trying to run clean, and everybody's doing a really good job so far. We had the one incident early on. The 19 is also in the pit lane. He's been there a little while. Don't know what's going on with that. Hang on just a second. I will be right back. This is what you call Ryan Fry hanging tough. P5 for Ryan Fry, holding out in front of Adam Novotny and Josh Bailing. Philip Scott got by. Kevin Cantonio got by last lap through. That was through Pujon. Ryan went a little wide and lost a couple spots there. But these two are the next two trying to get by. You know, it's really interesting because Ryan started in 8th position. He did great in the previous race. But that's how tight these battles are. I mean, Adam was out in the front, and he's only made it up from where he started, I think, in 7th up to 6th. So hard to pass here when you've got good, solid racers right, side by side, door to door. It's really hard to get an advantage. You've got to get a jump off one of the corners and take advantage of it and follow it through without doing a dive bomb and without wrecking anybody. Up front, the battle has tightened. Rich Hibbs, 0.7 of a second ahead of Brandon Dooley in second spot. Kevin just 2 seconds behind, also gaining. The battle up front is going to get tight before it ends. Lap 4 now. Going to finish up lap 4 here in just a minute. Out of 18 laps for this feature. Rich Hibbs on the point. Rich from Canada, Ontario area. Has raced real cars, I believe. Runs his own league, Realm Motorsports. And Brandon Dooley from Ohio also has done a little bit of real car running. Not necessarily racing per se, but you know how they have those race weekends or race days where you can go out and rent a hot rod car and go drive it around really, really fast. And they do that. Watching Rich Hibbs hold off Brandon Dooley. This is the race for the lead right now. And Josh in this battle. Morgan has now caught this group. Ryan Fry holding on to P5. Adam Novotny in 6th, followed by Josh and then Morgan. Morgan pushing hard from last race, had that error on the final lap as he was chasing down Josh Baling going through Blanchimont. Adam trying to go around the outside. He's got a little bit of a run going through Pujon. He's going out wide, not able to make that stick. So it looks like we've lost a couple drivers. I don't see Jeff Wyatt on the racetrack any longer. Looks like he's bowed out, along with Gray Welch. Rick Wishon might still be. Yeah, Rick's still out there. Got a fast repair. Brent Bridgers is off track. Man, this group right here, they are wanting to get by. And Ryan just holding his own, man. He's got great presence of mind to just stay on his line and not let anybody by. He's not necessarily running very defensive, but he is running his race. And these guys just don't have enough to get by him. As they spread out down into the chicane, here comes Adam on the inside. Ryan gives plenty of room. Adam going around the outside, not able to take advantage. Josh trying to take advantage of that move, as well as Morgan, but no one changes. Everybody stays in the exact same spot they were in. Todd Schwartz off the racetrack has had an issue in the 420. What happened to Todd? Just missed the chicane. Let's go back to Ryan to real time. This is going to be it. This is going to be the run. They're coming down the Kemmel Straight. Adam Novotny right behind him. He's going to be able to make this move now. Adam to the inside. He's got a little bit of room. He's got the nose in. He's got alongside into the brake zone. Adam deep into the brakes. Ryan deep into the brakes. Side by side they go into Lacombe. Adam around the outside on the exit. Takes the spot and he pushes Josh off the racetrack just a little bit. But Josh gets by as well. And Morgan. All three cars get by in one set of turns. And here comes Morgan Teggy battling with Josh Baling, and Josh gets the spot away. Oh, and Adam crashes. What happened to Adam? He was out there in the front. He goes into Rivage and just loses it and drops back into the spot he was in before, which is P8 right behind Ryan. Oh my goodness. He's going to have to catch back up. Ryan holds on to P7 now as Morgan and Josh have gotten by. That was a great move by Josh. I want to see that again. Here we go through Lake Holmes. Josh gets pushed out wide, and then he has to go wide on, or he doesn't quite have the momentum on this exit here. They go down into Rivage, and it looks like Morgan's got the better position here. No, he just gets him. He just gets him. Josh, what a great move, and pulls up into P5. And he's holding it, keeping Morgan behind him. Back to live racing action. Our leader, Rich Hibbs, out in front. He has now just 0.4 of a second of a lead now in front of Brandon Dooley. Now this is going to be the next battle, as Brandon has pulled up behind now, just a half a second behind. We're going to see as they come off La Source who is going to have the run up the hill through Radion. And we're going to see if anything can happen on the Kemmel Straight. It doesn't look like they're quite close enough this time. It looks like Rich has the great launch off La Source up through Eau Rouge and down Radion. Rich is a little wide there, a little sideways coming off of Radion. Will that have any impact on whether or not Brandon can catch him? Brandon moving in close, 0.3 of a second. Moving in close, but not quite there as they hit the brake zone. Right there at that line is about the braking point for Lake Holmes. And Brandon has to stay in P2. Philip Scott backed off a little bit. Kevin Cantonio right there. And these four are all battling right now for the lead of this race. Rich Hibbs has it. We are on lap 7 of 18. In the feature race here at East to West Racing. This is the season finale of the GT3 Challenge from East to West Racing, sponsored by Stair Fittings Incorporated.
Keep on going, Todd.
Some incident back in the pack, but I don't see anything on my radar. Finishing up lap 7 as they come down through the S's and down through Paul Ferrer. Tricky set of corners. You can go a little wider than you used to be able to without getting that off track. Brandon trying everything he can. That is a little wide. I don't know if he was able to get that without an off track, but at this point, Brandon doesn't really need any extra bonus points. I think he wants the win. Brandon, the championship leader, and no one out there to catch him today. He has got this one wrapped up. Let's check the speed cam out as they go through the chicane here. Nice. I guess they weren't going that fast, huh? Coming across the start-finish line, Rich Hibbs out there with Brandon Dooley in tow. He is close, close, close. And we are on lap 8 of 18. We could start seeing some pit stops. They are going to have to get fuel. They do not have enough fuel in the car to go the whole race for 18 laps. We'll see how the strategy plays out as they're coming up on halfway. We'll see who takes advantage of the early pit stop and tries to get that the undercut. As Mark Sherman pulls in the pit lane. Mark, new to the series, pulls in the pit lane for fuel. He's going to go ahead and continue on. Adam Novotny now has caught back up with Ryan Fry. And we'll see if Adam has any better luck now. He got by him once, but it took a long time. But he might know where now to do it, as he's done it once. And then he immediately went sideways in Rivage. Downhill. Tough corner. Right here, doing it again. He's got right behind Ryan. Ryan holding tough, though, in P7. Rich out front, followed by Brandon. Followed by the 99 of Philip Scott. And he is closely followed by Kevin Cantonio in the number 5. Josh Bailing has gotten out in front of the group here and is pulling away. He is in 5th position. And Adam Novotny just made that pass. He just got by. Let's check that out. As they're coming down into Pujon. And Ryan cuts the corner a little tight, goes a little wide, and that is all it takes. Adam gets the jump off the corner, comes through into the S's. Ryan hits the bump that I hate. I've thrown my car into the wall many times off that bump, and Adam goes by. Small mistakes make big changes. Top 4 still together. No one going in the pits yet. We start lap 9 as Rich goes across the line first. Brandon, Philip, Kevin are your top 5. We got stuff coming in somewhere, but I can hear the beeps, but I don't know where they're coming. I don't know if it's something I need for the commentary of the race. Doesn't look like it. Your top 4 right together. Down the Kemmel Straight again. Not able to make any changes. Brandon right behind. Rich Hibbs. Brandon here in 2nd spot. Philip in 3rd in the 99. Philip being patient. Waiting for any opportunity, but none has shown itself yet. Kevin in the same boat. In P5, also waiting for a chance to make a move. And while doing so, this gap here might be closing. Josh Bailing 6.6 seconds behind Kevin. But that gap is not really going down as those guys out front are flying. Morgan Teggy in P6. Might have a little bit of damage on the front of that car. You can see the driver's side front has a little crinkle a little wrinkle to the front of it that may be causing some downforce issues. And with this racetrack being a huge track for speed, if he has any issues with that car, that's going to slow him down and letting Josh pull away. And Adam start to gain on Morgan. Morgan must have had a little contact early on, a little bump and run there. When he comes in and does his pit stop, he'll get that fixed. He'll be back up to speed. Adam Novotny in P7 got by Ryan Fry a couple laps ago. And Adam in P7 running and trying to catch up with his former teammate, Morgan Teggy. What do we got going on? What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Nothing that I can find. All right. Oh. Adam Novotny gets by Morgan as Morgan goes in the pits. Morgan, the first one to take advantage of the pit lane on lap 9, starting lap 10. We'll see if Morgan can do the undercut and gain some ground now that he's going to have that car fixed and fuel load ready for the rest of the race. We'll see if he can make that an advantage for him to get back up as these guys come through and make their pit stops later in the race. Right now, Morgan drops back to P9 as he pulls out of the pits. Emmett Lindquist also in the pits. That puts Morgan solidly into 9th, right behind Todd Schwartz. Todd Schwartz of DRS SimSport, the winning championship team here. Todd in the 420. And he is going to have a mirror full of Morgan in about who's right now about 5 seconds back. The battle up front, still close. Rich Hibbs still out front. Brandon Dooley still trying to catch him. They dive into Pujon. Everybody nice and clean. No errors, no mistakes. These guys are all right together. Brandon with a little bit of a run going into the S's, but not enough to make anything happen. Real close racing, real close action here between the 14 and the 15. Brandon in second, Rich in first, and Phillip making a move there. Came in real tight to the back of Brandon's car. He might be able to get a little gain here. Looks like Phillip can handle through those corners really well and can stay with him. That Mercedes power push down that front, down those long straightaways. Really tough to beat. So we got a couple Mercedes or a couple BMWs and a Mercedes up here in the top 4 with Josh in the Porsche chasing. And we'll see if Josh has made any gain yet. Not much. He has gained a little, about a second in the last couple of laps. We're going to see how this pit strategy works out when these guys finally come in. They haven't done it yet. No takers. Oh, there's a couple going in. There's 3 going in. The 99. The 99, the 5, and the 1 all in the pit lane. So we're going to find out as these guys come around where it's going to be. If they come in next lap, where is it going to land when they come out of the pits? Will the undercut work or will the overcut work? Let's see how this goes. Brandon and Rich. Rich out front. Brandon in second as they come through one more time up the Kemmel Straight. Brandon not quite close enough to make a move. As these guys coming back out of the pits, looks like the 99 did come out in front of the 5, just barely. Brandon makes the move into Lacombe's, and it looks like he is going to hold on as he's going to take the lead from Rich Hibbs on lap 11. And that was an excellent move. Rich not giving up, trying to come around the outside of Rivage, but Brandon looks like he has the spot. Let's take a look at that again. As Brandon coming down into the corner, this is into the brake zone, goes later on the brakes and gets alongside into that corner and makes him back off just a little bit. That was a perfect move. Made just enough room there. Brandon, what a great run for Brandon. Taking the lead on lap 11. Goes a little wide there on the exit of Pujon. We'll see if that gives Rich any advantage, but I don't know if that's going to be enough. Just hitting the extra curbing there. Offset, it might upset the car a little bit, but Brandon hangs on and keeps going. Lap 11. The 99 did get out in front of the 5. Right now, Adam Novotny showing in 3rd position. Adam has not yet pit, as well as Ryan Fry has also not yet pit. Those are your top 4. 5th spot is Philip Scott, as he has already come in for his stop. Emmett Lindquist gets by Mark Sherman. That's for P9. And we'll see if these guys are coming in this time by. Here it is, down into the chicane. Here they go. Will they duck for pit lane? There goes Brandon, and there goes Rich. They are in. The pits are in. Let's go now to the 99 car and see where he is at, as he's coming down through Blanchimont right now, and he has Kevin Cantonio right in tow. Now, it's also possible that Adam Novotny doesn't pit yet, along with the 616 of Ryan Fry. Adam's in. Down into the chicane they go. The 99 car first. Off into the front stretch. The cars are moving. Who gets out first? Who gets off the corner? Brandon is up in the front. Philip Scott gets by. Brandon coming out of the pit lane right in front of him. You can see Brandon's car right there. And there's Rich. Brandon takes the lead, extends the lead in the pit lane. Philip Scott manages to get up into second place. He moves in front of Rich Hibbs, and Kevin does as well. They're a little more spread out now after the pit stops, but we'll see. With Brandon coming out of the pits, did they change tires? Do they have momentum? If he's got cold tires, then Philip and Kevin have the hotter tires, at least by a lap, if they did change tires. We didn't watch them take their stop, so I didn't see the cars lift up or anything. And here comes Kevin trying to get down to the inside. Philip Scott down through Rivage. He makes him move over a little bit, but it's not enough as Philip holds on to P2. Brandon out front now by 1.1 seconds. The difference between Philip and Kevin, less than 2/10 of a second. As they come through Pujon and down into the S's. What else happened during the pit stops? Let's see. Let's go through the field real quick. We do still have Brandon out in the front. He made that pass on Rich Hibbs right before the pit stop. This battle for second looks to me to be the battle right now. That's Philip Scott right now in second. And Kevin Cantonio wants it really bad. Kevin in the number 5 in that BMW. He's going to try to get a run down through here, down through Blanchimont. He's going to try to get alongside. I can feel it. He's going to see if he can outbrake him into the chicane. The Mercedes is very fast down the straightaways here. The BMW may have the better braking. We'll find out as they come down. He's going to probably peek out to the side here. Not this time. He's going to stay in line as they jump into the brake zone and go through the chicane. Oh, Kevin trying everything he can to get the traction down. Loses a little bit of ground there as he slips off the start. Off the exit of turn 19. That is the bus stop chicane. Ooh, a really good launch though here off of La Source. Is that going to be enough to get him at the top of the hill? That's the spot where you need to make your move. But man, that Mercedes is really fast down the straight. So that big V8 engine in there. Lots of horsepower on that thing. It's a little heavier car with the extra horsepower, but man, it is fast on the straightaways. Kevin trying everything he can. He's going to try to see if he can get alongside. It doesn't look like he's got enough. He's going to have to stay back. Philip goes to defensive mode, and that might put him in side by side. No, he gets by. Kevin Cantonio takes away the spot as they enter into Lacombe. That could have been a slowdown or something, but I don't think so. Philip Scott just knew when he'd been beat, and he let him go as they now go through Rivage on lap number 13. Brandon out front. Kevin has now taken away P2. Philip Scott in P3. Rich Hibbs has gone back to P4. Josh Bailing in P5. Adam Novotny in P6. And these gaps are not super tight except for this one here. Morgan Teggy in 7th place in the 07. He has now caught his former teammate, Adam Novotny. And these guys are going at it. Now that Morgan's got the front of his car fixed, you can see the damage is gone off the 07. He had that damage on the driver's side right or left front there, and it looks nice and clean now. Right there where the Stair Fittings Inc. logo is on the front of his car. Trying to chase down Adam Novotny, and that is for P6 in the race. Following these guys, Ryan Fry in 8th position, which is where he ended the last race. And that was very advantageous to him to be in that P8. Ryan Fry in 8th spot right now with Emmett Lindquist running him down. Emmett Lindquist with a 1.2 second gap, trying to catch him here in the number 40. Emmett did have an issue in the sprint race. Finished that in 18th, so that means he started this race in last position. And now pushing through, trying to get back up into the points here, into the better points. Emmett Lindquist chasing down Ryan Fry. Mark Sherman in the 92 running nice and smooth and nice and clean. He is in P10 and putting down some good laps. He's not as quick as those leaders. He is in the 220 range, where those leaders are running in the 217s for their fastest lap. But running clean makes it top 10 in this one, as he's out in front of Todd Schwartz, Alex Good, and Greg Prochnow. Josh 2.5 seconds to Rich Hibbs in front of him, trying to close that gap down. Josh is pretty quick in that Porsche. He's been running that Porsche for the better part of the second half of the year, and doing some really good lap times and some quick race times out there. Kevin up to second. Brandon through pit strategy and a great move going into Lake Holmes right before the pits. Got ahead of Rich Hibbs, and that might have made the difference as he pulled out right in front of Philip Scott out of the pits. And then after the pit exit, Kevin manages to get by Philip, and now this battle is on for the lead. Just 0.6 of a second now separate first and second, both in the BMW here at Spa-Francorchamps. Season finale. Your current leader, Brandon Dooley, is the championship leader and the championship winner, as the only person mathematically close enough to get him did not start the race. And Brandon being in the front spot is definitely going to solidify that. Even if Kyle was here, Brandon up there in the top 3 is going to make it so it's nearly impossible for anybody to get by him. And now that he's out there by himself, there's no way anybody else can get by him in the points for the championship. So congratulations to Brandon Dooley on the victory of the East to West Racing's GT3 Challenge Magnificent Season 7 Championship. There is a trophy going out that is being made by JNR Craftworks. And I'll tell you what, that trophy is impressive looking. I've seen parts of it. I haven't seen the whole thing, but it is impressive. Let's see how this happened. Ryan Fry trying to hold off Emmett Lindquist. Emmett comes around into the brake zone here on the chicane. They're coming down to the bus stop chicane. Ryan misses the corner. And that lets Emmett go sneaking through. Emmett takes over P8 from Ryan Fry. Brandon and Kevin out in the front. Race control's been real quiet tonight. Everybody's running pretty clean, as we have, I think it's 16 of the 19 drivers still on the racetrack. 15 maybe. The lead tight, 0.2 of a second. Kevin wants it. Brandon has it. Brandon doesn't need it, but he wants the win. He is out there to win. He never shows up for a race without the intention of winning the race. Pushing hard. Lap 15 of 18. They're finishing up as they go down through Blanchimont now. Blanchimont, this high speed, flat out left-hand turn that is dangerous for anyone. Here's Brandon trying to defend. He's on the inside as they enter into the chicane, and that keeps Kevin back for another lap. Brandon slides a little bit coming off the exit of turn 19, but Kevin not able to gain on that one. But this bunch up for the front that was 5 cars earlier looks like it's getting a little closer here now. We're on lap 16. There's 3 to go, and this battle now for the top 7 now have gotten all within 10 seconds of the lead. These guys are getting closer. Closer and closer. As Brandon still pulls away down through Eau Rouge and up Radion. Along the Kemmel Straight, Kevin's trying to gain, but I think Brandon had a better run out of the corner there. Brandon holding on to that position as they go into Lacombe. One more time. Excuse me, everybody. We have the leader, Brandon Dooley, out in front of Kevin Cantonio. I don't know if Brandon really needs that much pressure on him, but he definitely wants to win the race, so he's going to sit there and stick it out. Push hard. Fastest lap of the race for these guys, 2:17.8 for Brandon, 2:17.0 for Kevin. If Kevin gets by, he'll probably pull away slightly. Philip Scott, fastest lap at 2:16.4. And we'll see what they've all been doing the last time around as the numbers scroll across the top. Along the right-hand top side, that's the fastest lap they've done in the race so far. Along the very top scrolling, that's their last lap time. And it looks to me like 16 cars still in the race. 2:18.7 and a 2:18.7 and a 2:18.3. Philip Scott gaining, Rich Hibbs gaining, and Josh Baling gaining, and Adam and Morgan gaining. So everybody kind of moving in on this lead pack. We'll see if they can get any ground on them. This lap seems to be really solid. Kevin down into the brake zone hard, into the chicane, nowhere to go as Brandon still holds on to that line and gets the spot as they come off turn 19 across the start-finish line. Brandon Dooley out in front with another 2:18.1. Kevin with a 2:17.9. Everybody gaining behind him. Rich Hibbs a little bit off on that lap, but top 7 all getting closer and closer and closer. Two to go. 2 laps to go. This is lap 17. 2 to go. There it is. There's the move as they come down into the brake zone. Kevin's got a good position. Can Brandon hold on to it? He's going to have a good spot as they go into the next corner. Brandon with the position and the spot and the momentum keeps the lead with Kevin alongside through Lacombe. Now down into Rivage. Brandon out in the front and holding on to the lead, the top spot. That challenge was strong. Kevin going around the outside. Brandon making him work for it. Around the outside in the entrance of Lacombe, which ended up being the outside lane also into Malmedy. That is the corner right before you get to Eau Rouge. That's the right-hander that Brandon made sure he got that spot back and held on to as they went down into Rivage. Through Pujon, now down through the S's and into Curve Paul Ferrer. As these guys are nose to tail. Kevin probably gave away an X there. Maybe. It was going wide. Everybody's pushing really hard. I don't think they care too much about getting 0 X's and getting those bonus points. Today, it looks like it's all about the win. And Rich Hibbs and Josh Baling have now gotten into a little battle themselves as Josh is caught up with Rich, and this is going to turn into a battle as well as they go through Blanchimont down into the chicane. Kevin trying it again on the inside. He's got a position, but Brandon again on the outside of that last corner gets away. It was able to pull away, and that gave the white flag is out. There's Bernie, crazy man Bernie, throwing that flag everywhere. And that gave Philip Scott a little bit of a chance to catch up with him, but does not gain any as Kevin back on the gas quickly, as quickly as possible in that number 5 black BMW there with the multi-bank on it. He is trying to catch Brandon Dooley. A really good run through a Rouge that time and up Radion. Brandon also with a great run is not going to let him have it. If he wants it, he's going to have to go around the outside. He's giving him that outside look. And Kevin trying to take it, but not able to do anything with it. As we are on the final lap of the race, Ryan Fry and Emmett Lindquist now battling side to side down there in 8th place. But I'm not going to be able to go to that action right now. We have to stay right here at the front. Brandon holding off Kevin. This is for the win. They're going around through Rivage and now down into Pujon one more time through the high-speed left-hander. Any mistake at all, and that gives away the position. Brandon perfectly goes through Pujon. They come up on the S's now, hard onto the brakes. This is about a 3rd gear, 4th gear left-hand turn, and then another right-hander following. And then they're down into this double right-hand complex that they call Paul Ferrer. And now down into the final set of corners. This is now down into Blanchimont and into the chicane. This is the last chance. Can Kevin get by? He's going to have to try to make a dive, and I think Brandon's probably going to cover the outside. He might be giving him the inside. We'll see. He's doing a nice job blocking as they go into Blanchimont. Now into the brake zone. Who's going to go where? Brandon's going to go on the inside. Kevin late on the brakes on the outside. Misses the corner. Brandon's going to take it. Philip Scott tries to get it. Philip Scott comes by for second. Kevin loses it. Gets a slowdown. Brandon Dooley takes the win. Congratulations, Brandon. There's Bernie waving the flag. And I think that's Kevin dropping back in the order. He had to take a slowdown. No, he got third. Followed by Rich Hibbs, Josh Baling, Adam Novotny, Morgan Teggy, all right there together. Everybody in a group. Brandon, Philip, Kevin, Rich, Josh, Adam, Morgan across the line. That's your top 7. And we're going to finish this up watching the rest of the field come through. As Emmett Lindquist coming through. Let's see. Adam Morgan, this is the next position. The 616. Ryan Fry comes across the line. He's going to finish in 8th position ahead of Emmett Lindquist. Then Emmett will come across, and then Mark Sherman. As they're all doing some donuts here at the end of the season. What a great race. What a great season. What a lot of fun. Hope everybody here enjoyed it as much as we did here in the broadcast booth. It was a lot of fun broadcasting this one. Let's see if we can find some drivers out there we can talk to. Hey, guys. Nice run there at the end. Kevin, you were trying everything you had, man. Good job at the finish. Ended up P3, but you wanted that win.
Yeah, just missed my braking marker, unfortunately. I see it under the shadow. It was really hard the whole race, honestly. But
oh, yeah, that corner was terrible in the shadow. But
good race to Brandon.
Yeah.
Defended
that was
really
a
well.
heck of a last couple laps, man.
That was so fun to watch.
Championship, dude.
Thank you.
Yeah. Congratulations, Brandon, on the win and the championship. Good job.
Thank you. Yeah, that's it's been a long season. It's been nerve-wracking beyond all end, and glad to say that this one is finally wrapped up and over. Really unfortunate that Kyle couldn't make it tonight. Still recovering and not feeling the best. So,
well,
best
good
wishes to him.
Yeah, good. Hope he gets better. Recovers quickly, back on racetrack with us next season. But yeah, what a run all season long. You guys were back and forth. Top 5 were just real close together, and just a great run all season long. That was a great race to watch. Brandon, you were impossible to get by. I don't know if Kevin was quicker. He did have a couple tenths on you on the lap times, but holy cow, that was really great battling at the end there. and Philip was right there, ready to take advantage, man. Man, Philip, that was Mr. Opportunity.
Yeah, I feel like no matter in that spot, I tried to like cross him over, but I had braked a little deep myself, and so I'm like, even if I try to cross over, Brandon's just gonna park it at the apex.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was a really good finish.
I'm watching the rear view, waiting for the blue Merc to appear, and I saw it as I was getting going, and I'm like, I think I can hold him off here for this last little stretch. But yeah, I'm like, oh, you gotta be kidding me! All this fighting, and we're gonna both give it up to Phil in the very last corner.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
I was staying behind you guys like a second back like that whole time. I was starting to fall away, and then I managed to, once you guys started battling, I got back just a sniff of the draft, and then so it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that Merc was quick down the straights. It was real hard to pass you.
Yes, it
Oh
was.
my God, the Mercs were so fast. Ryan, Jesus, I could not get around you.
Did everything I could, sir.
That was a great battle, Ryan. Yeah, Ryan started on the pole and battled his way through. Nobody got by him easy.
And I finally get around him and spin it in 6, I think that is.
You were in pool. Yeah. You came around Rivage and spun around in turn 8. Yeah,
That was fun, though.
that was a good race.
That was a lot of fun.
Rich, you had a great
Ryan
run.
on the contender run. Sorry to cut you off.
Oh, go ahead.
Congrats to Ryan. That was looks like a pretty good win that you had. I watched the end.
Oh,
of
yeah.
it.
Thanks. Yeah, that was a fun race, too. Appreciate it.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. We've had a great time in both series this season. I think it's been awesome. I hope you guys are ready to race for what's coming up. But we're gonna take a little fun break and then another fun break, and then we're gonna get back into some action. But man, Rich, I wanted to say congratulations to you out there, man. You were flying out there. I don't know how Brandon got by you into Lacombe. I have no idea how he did that.
He had a little bit of a bobble down the straight and just allowed me to pull up just at the very last second.
Yeah.
I don't think either of us wanted to fight with the Kevin and
Phil
having just pit, so we were on our in laps as they were on their out laps. So
Right.
we didn't want to keep fighting and lose the time there.
That was good. It was a good run.
Thank you. Yeah, made a little bubble in my pit stop, overshot my pit stall.
Oh, that was it. Okay.
And then lost the draft after that. It was like, okay, well, hopefully they can start battling and I can pull back in, because I didn't have the pace to keep up with Phil or Kevin in that feature there. I didn't have the balance where I wanted it. I tried to save tires while I was leading as much as possible. I was just trying to be gentle on it. I was trying to set exactly the same lap time every lap, which was working. But after the pit stop, it still didn't feel as good as I wanted it to feel.
Did you take tires on your stop?
I took fronts.
You took fronts. Okay. All right. Yeah, I was
Same
wondering.
here. I took fronts.
I didn't take any. Mine were all around 70 at the end.
Wow. Yeah.
I took lefts because I feel like taking fronts is just gonna ruin the balance in some turns.
Yeah.
Well, I think it worked. Whatever you guys did, it worked for all of you. Josh, you were flying out there. I thought you were going to gain on those guys in the front. I thought you had them, but they kept pulling away.
Yeah, I was running close to the same pace, maybe a little bit quicker. But I couldn't. It was hard for me to push because the Porsche was so loose in some of the high-speed stuff. And even with a lot of wang, it killed my straight line speed, so it was tough catching back up.
Yeah. Well, that was great, everybody. Thanks for putting on the awesome show that you do every week. Just a heads up, we're going to do just a fun race next week. We're not doing anything for points or anything like that. We're going to be goofing around with the stadium trucks on a dirt figure 8 track at Irwindale. So, and then we're going to follow that up. Everybody's invited, all racers from all series. We're going to be doing the TCRs after that. I can't remember where I put it on the track, but it should be a lot of fun. Where was it? Does somebody remember? What track?
TCRs. Is there a
TCR class? They're the
schedule
Hyundais.
for that somewhere?
It's just one race. It's just next week. It's one race. It's in the upcoming races. I've got it out in there. But
That'd be pretty cool. Is the Clio included in that?
no, the Clio's
wanna run that?
different. It's a different class.
Knock hill reverse.
Knock Hill. Yep, Knock Hill.
true.
Yeah,
It is
and
a
that-
different class, but it's also front wheel drive.
It is front wheel drive, and there is some coming up next season on Saturday nights. We might see the TCR or the Clio. I'm debating between those two right now. Is the one I'm going to drop into Saturday.
I've been waiting for a TCR season so bad.
TCRs are a lot of fun. The Honda and the Hyundais, and there's an Audi in there. They're a lot of fun to drive. So, yeah. So, but then after that, we're going to do a combined series just for fun for the month of September. I'm going to run 4 weeks with the GTP, newer GTP, the Cadillac, and the BMW, along with the LMP3 as a multi-class run. Just going to do it for 4 weeks, just for a good fun run for everybody. And then we'll be getting back into the GT3s in October. So
Nice.
So it should be a lot of fun.
Schedule.
What's that?
Tracks. The good tracks in that schedule.
The October series is going to be a little short series as well, and it's going to be intense. You guys will be nose to tail and door to door. It's going to be called the Shorts, and there's a reason for it. So it should be a lot of fun for that one. It's just going to be through the month of October. Then we're going to open it up with a regular race schedule after that. So seasons are going to be a little shorter, starting with season 8. We're probably not going to go this long. Probably be more like 12, 13 races, maybe 14. Not going to push these 17, 18 race weeks. Trying to keep the championships a little tighter and keeping everybody in the points a little bit longer. So, but the next couple runs will be season 7, 7, and 7, 8. I think you guys will really like them. Should be a lot of fun. So, thanks everybody again for an awesome season, and I'll be getting the schedule's out for season 7, 7. That one's our multi-class, right? Didn't I post that one already? I think I did. I got too much. I have way too much on my screen right now to see what's up. But we're going to bring this one to a close. As always, do not race on the road. Make it home safely. Be smart. Race on the racetrack. If you don't have a racetrack or can't afford a racetrack, one will be provided for you right here on iRacing. This is East to West Racing with Bigg Wizurd TV, always on the air every Sunday night. Saying good night, everybody, and have fun out there. Good night, all.
Night.
Night.
Thanks. Later.